Lately, Bowers and Wilkins have been killing it. Between the new PX7 range and the new PX8 S2 that they've just released, they are firmly now one of the best players in the audio headset game. I mean, they've always been top of the game in other things. Their biggest problem is price, but price for performance, I firmly believe that the PX7 S3 now makes it their greatest over-ear headset yet. And that's not the only reason. The most obvious improvement is the shape. The ear cups fit way more flush with your face than the S2Es, which protrude out a little bit too much for my small head and for my liking. I like things a little bit sleeker. Even the Beast, the first version of the PX8, feels so much bigger, in my opinion, than they should be. It seems that the PX8's S2s have changed that, but I've yet to do that review, so stay tuned for that. Comparatively, the sound is a step up from the S2Es and a downgrade from the original PX8s, but the diminishing returns, personally, I feel aren't worth the price bump. That sets the quality of the sound for the price that you pay perfectly for myself. And also there's an EQ in there, so you can get in there and like tweak this for yourself. But having the smaller, lighter form factor plays a more important role for me as somebody that uses headphones. It doesn't matter how great the sound is if they are too heavy, or if there's something about it that feels less comfortable. If I've got two of them on my desk, I'll pick up the more comfortable one. They've achieved this in a couple of ways. Firstly, they've got this brand new 40mm driver, which, you know, they've made smaller, and that's allowed them to build a far more compact shape of ear cup. And it's definitely a sonic improvement on the previous ones. I'd say, and this is my opinion here, that they do put up a great fight against the PX8s, although the PX8s do come across with more fuller sound. And of course, that's if you're comparing them side to side. If you listen to one and then the other, you're going to notice it. I don't think many people would be able to tell the difference in that comparison if they didn't try them out immediately next to each other. It's actually a trick that TV shops do. If you go into a shop to buy a television, they put televisions up next to each other that clearly are different, and clearly there's a winner. But when you've got that one in your house, or if you've got the lower end model in your house, you don't necessarily feel that improvement. There's also a beautiful attention to detail in the build quality that's all around this thing. Like, this is such a stunning headset, and it's from the metal that they've got over here, from the metal arms, and the beautiful leather cups and headband. And one of my favorite things is this texture that they've got, this woven fabric all around the device. Just makes it feel so much more premium. They do come in 3 different colors, black, white, and navy. And navy is the unit that I got sent, and I really like it. I think all 3 colors are really good. I love the inclusion of physical buttons on the device that Bowers and Wilkins have kind of kept a commitment to on their headsets, because I really don't like capacitive touches. They often get in the way. Those capacitive buttons, you often hit them by accident when you take them on and off, and it's extremely annoying. These buttons can be programmed using the app, which I'll get into. It doesn't have like the wildest programmable things, but at least you've got some option on what you'd like them to be. The battery life so far has been pretty incredible. Like, it lasts around 2.5 days on a single charge when I use it in front of the computer. I use them for my work on the computer. That is with ANC generally turned off. They claim to have about a 30-hour battery life with ANC turned on, and I kind of believe them. Actually, having this, I'm very, very surprised. And if they do run out, this is the best part. You can charge them up to 7 hours of playback time on a 15-minute charge, which is life-saving. That means that you can plug them in when you go take a lunch break, and by the time that you get back to your desk, you're good to go for the rest of the day, even potentially into the next day. It supports AAC and SBC codecs, as well as aptX adaptive and aptX lossless. Or if you want better sound quality, you can plug in the included USB-C to 3.5mm cable. There's Auracast support if you're into that, but my favorite feature has been Bluetooth multipoint. I've reviewed quite a few devices with Bluetooth multipoints in the past, but very often the problem I have with it is the inconsistency when it comes to automatically switching between 2 devices playing audio. Here, it's extremely reliable. I've been using them at my workstation, on the computer, and on my phone. So if I pick up my phone to scroll Instagram, it will automatically swap audio to my phone without me even thinking about it. And then when I'm done, I stop the audio, like if I press pause in Spotify or I close Instagram, and jump straight onto my PC, and it will automatically switch to that audio without any fidgeting or delay. It's magical. That's the future of Bluetooth. We need more of that. multiple devices connected. There have been, on occasion, audio stutters when I've connected to my PC, but that's nothing that turning the headphones off and on again won't fix. I also suspect that it could be something that's up with my Bluetooth drivers on my Windows PC, or just there being a lot of signal in this room. But even then, it's happened on so few occasions that it makes me wonder, it's probably just a hiccup. The noise cancelling on here is great, although it's not perfect. Bowers have put in an 8-mic array on the outside to help combat outside noises, which is pretty effective, although not a complete isolation chamber if you want one of those. I say this all the time in all my headphone reviews, but still, nothing has really changed. The top of the range here is still the Bose Quiet Comfort Ultras, which is why my wife is still using hers with her neurodiversity. There's a transparency mode, which works, but it's nothing that I'd use consistently, although it's great for picking up a conversation if you have one in the office, or making a coffee order if you've got your headphones on and you don't want to take them off. The microphone works pretty reliably with calls, although not better than the existing mic on your phone. Calls, however, do sound great on here. So, you know, when you're listening to somebody talk and they might just have to put up with your voice not being perfect, but it's pretty good. Here's an example of how that sounds. This is what the microphone sounds like directly out of the headset. So you can let me know what you think. Is this good or is this bad? So let's chat about the app, because this is something that we all have to go through. I have mentioned the app on the PX8 review, and it's very similar. So you find your device, it's got your battery life and everything. It's got all your environmental controls that you can tap. So it's either pass through, noise cancellation, or just all of that stuff off. It's got your advanced EQ. Now, this is a very cool thing if you are worried about the sound quality, but this is the only pair that you can afford to spend on. If you can't get the PX8 S2s, for instance, you can build your own custom preset and then save that preset, which is really cool. So I've got a little bassier one that I've created that just sounds a little bit more fuller for me. It kind of emulates the PX8s a bit, and it's great. It also shows you your paired devices, so my phone and my computer. And then you can customize the buttons, like I mentioned. There's the quick action button on the left earpiece of the device. You can either have it change the environmental control, so that, you know, noise cancellation on and off or pass through, or you can set it to be your voice assistant if you've got Gemini or Google Assistant or whatever on your device. You can just get it to do that. Oh, Siri, whatever you've got. They've got a wear sensor toggle, which is also really cool. So this helps you with when you take your headphones off, right? Like how it detects when that is taken off. You can either have very high sensitivity, so as soon as I lift my headphones off, it really shuts off. But I would say if you're going to gym or something and you have these on, I would have it on normal. I don't need anything. Or maybe it's depending on the shape of your head, right? Like if something doesn't feel right when you take your headphones off and you want the music to stop sooner or later, this is where you do that. See, the app isn't very fully featured. There isn't a ton of things that you'd like to do that you can do in it, but it does the basics pretty well. Overall, this is my favorite Bowers & Wilkins headset. It's got excellent sound. It's got world-class form factor, like, in my opinion, so much better than the original PX8s. And the build quality is way beyond its league. It's just so good. And it's got all the features that you'd expect from a top-of-the-range flagship headset. This refinement overcomes its mild shortcomings. Like, there are a few of those mild shortcomings, like the unremarkable noise cancelling, the skipping Bluetooth hiccups that I had, that I can't identify what was going on there. But it is an incredible headset. Yeah. I'm so happy to be using this. Well done, Bowers. These are very, very impressive. I don't know what's going to motivate people to buy the PX8 S2s, but we can see in another review.